I love the beat as well. The Thomas the Tank Engine vibes coming back in full force. Good day, Army. My name is Comedian, again, believe it or not. And I'm here with another RM reaction, again, believe it or not. You guys all told me in very strict words that, you know, by no means should I skip any of the rest of the mono playlist. And why would I? I greatly enjoyed the first one. And I thought it was very, very interesting kind of switch up from, well, I guess not, you know, RM stuff, but from, you know, I count this under the BTS umbrella, and this is different, and I like that. So, I'm back to do more. And I don't feel like I have too much more to say about that. Normally I feel like talking for 4 minutes in the intro, but, you know, I feel like I kind of did that because I already was like, well, there's a mono mixtape, blah, blah, blah. You guys saw the first one, maybe, and if you didn't, then good choice. So, yeah, I think I should probably just get on with this. Let's do it. This is scary for me to just get on with it. This sounds like a wistful Thomas the Tank Engine intro. I love it. It's got the same kind of like gritty quality to the flute noise at the beginning. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about and you missed out on the Thomas the Tank Engine and its intro song in your childhood, then you didn't have a childhood as far as I'm concerned. What a banger that song was. Yeah, what a wistful and like it's like I'd say it's like 30% upbeat. You know what I mean? Like it's like life is weird, but thumbs up. Oh, this one is not in English, and I just did a thing. What is wrong with me? Oh boy, let's try that again. And put subtitles on. Secretly open my eyes. How naughty. See, this is me getting terrified of coming up for ignorant, and I'm like 90% sure Seoul is in, you know, South Korea. Obviously. So, yes. So the first one was very much about longing, and as people said in the comments, like being homesick as well. And now this is about being home again, I guess, which is very, I like that. That's a cool contrast, you know. Track 1, homesickness. Track 2, home not sickness, home health. These lyrics are amazing. Wow. And the translation's really good too. Sometimes the translations are, you know, not quite so coherent, but I'm feeling these lyrics so hard. Days of my youth seem so far away. Tell me about it, RM. Tell me about it. Like, for me, there's a strong association, you know, because of my mental health issues now, childhood, happiness. And that's like, and each year it's like, wow, it's been a while since I was happy. You know what I mean? Like it's been a while since I could go outside and be like, yay, and run around in the grass. And yeah, childhood, countryside, trees, grass, outdoors, adulthood, buildings, cars, coronavirus, indoors. But this is my home now. Oh, this is so good. I love these lyrics. Why do you sound like soul? What soul is it that you have? Thumbs up. This is amazing. This is honestly fantastic. This is so good. Like, I can relate to this so hard as somebody who grew up in the countryside and now lives in the city. And sometimes I think of myself, why? I think maybe both. I feel like RM and I are probably a similar age. I don't know, but I feel like we're both rich in that kind of age where we're like, you know, when you're like in your early 20s, you're like, yeah, living in the city, it's going to be great. And then when you hit 30, you're like, you know what? I'm ready to retire in a cottage in the countryside again. Like, it doesn't take long before you find yourself thinking that. I feel like so like I don't have anything like, why am I here? Sometimes it does feel like Stockholm syndrome, living in the big city, because there's obviously many benefits to it: convenience to stuff, access to stuff to see and do. Sometimes, you know, probably more friends, maybe. I don't know. That can be a tricky one, because sometimes a city can be an isolating place. But yeah, like it's like I don't have anything to reminisce about you. I don't have any you know, rose tinted glasses. Like, you know, I don't have childhood memories of this place. It's just that. It's my alarm. I'm just gonna press stop on that, as I should have done years ago. Okay, so yeah, There's nothing to reminisce about. I'm sick of you now. Love that, the same old ashy face. That's such a great way of describing cities because, well, I live in LA now, and it's not the most clean city, but it's like, you know, even the cleanest cities in the world, like every city is less clean in the countryside. Every city has an ashy face. And that's such an amazing way of describing it. I love that. I bet the original Korean's even more cool, but that is amazing to me. This is fantastic. Wow. I'm speechless. It's quite rare that this happens, but I just relate so hard to this song. It's incredible. Because I just moved here, and there's literally days where I'm just like, oh, this is, you know, because I used to live in Miami, and that was far worse, you know, to me at least. Obviously, everyone has their own personal preferences, but I just moved here, and there's days where I'm like, oh, thank goodness, it's so much better here and everything, the mountains, and there's other days where I'm just like, oh man, city living. Like, it's just, the love and hate relationship is so true. Love and hate are the same words. I love it. Ooh. And I love the beat as well. The Thomas the Tank Engine vibes coming back in full force. This is brilliant. Scent of life. I love every line in this so far. Buses with changing landscapes, even when I'm sitting still. That's poetry. This is brilliant. Some of the buildings actually varying a little. I mean, I think that should just be little. A little. Some of the buildings actually varying a little. I feel like it works better as, like, I wonder if the translation's accurate, because the way my brain deliberately read this as kind of like, you know, buildings that look the same, that aren't actually, you know, anything special, you know, nothing new, nothing original. And scent of life could be disgusting or not. That is just a very nice and pleasant way of saying you might smell some delicious street food. You might smell human poo. It's, you know, that's. Now that is a bar, as it were, that's gone over my head. Let me know in the comments, guys. They're too much HONNE. Like, what is HONNE in this context? What does that mean? What? The swings that can't look at the sky on their own. How does he make a swing, like a poetical, is that a word? I don't care, it's a word now. A poetical, you know, like almost melancholy thing. Like, swings are supposed to be childish playthings of joy, but then again, like, that very tropey famous image is a swing by itself in a park, because, you know, obviously a swing by itself is like the absence of childhood, the absence of fun and whatever. Like, a swing that can't look on the sky in itself, like the joy in a swing is the fact that obviously you can swing and like feel like you're flying for a second, but without a human or, you know, a kid to do that, a swing just sits there limply like an... I can't believe how much meaning is packed into that one sentence, and how quickly he sang it too. This is so real, like, and it's so universal. That's what I love about BTS's music, I feel like they really do tap into like very universal themes, but this is so specific. But I feel like so many people, obviously a lot of people live in the city, they are where a lot of people live, you know, by definition, geographically, population density, hello, learned about that in geography. So yeah, like, this is such a, like, to a lot of people this is so relatable, and even people who live in the countryside might feel this way. Yeah, it's so true. And these days, with the way the world is, like, the definition of having money is getting to more and more obscene rates. I mean, like, what's that thing that, you know, I've been reading recently, is the top 1% like another billion, you know, added another like $1 trillion during the pandemic, whilst all of us suffered. Like, you know, I'm quite privileged by most people's standards, but still technically firmly in the bottom, you know, ladder of society, because it literally has become like this and then like this, and there's like a billion steps between, you know, us and those people. You know, and society is, and this is happening all over the world. You know, human greed is a problem. Like, I can rant about this for days, and probably shouldn't, because you know there's much more of the song left. But the sad nature of human greed is that the most evil people, the people who by definition have the least love in their hearts and the most desire to screw other people over, the most desire to basically, you know, help themselves succeed and nobody else, they're the ones who are most driven to take positions of leadership and power. So this is why it's a constant, you know, human society, if you look back for history, has been a constant, you know, crux, a constant flux of you know, of kind of like people getting too greedy, right to the top, you know, inequality, and then, you know, some kind of anarchy, revolution, whatever it is, and the dust settles off, and then it happens again. You know, it's kind of exhausting to look at, and it's happening right now. And yeah, you know, like again, I would say that, like I said earlier, like you know, I'm decently privileged, but in Miami, I know it's funny because people say LA is more expensive than Miami, but I feel like in Miami, to enjoy Miami, you have to basically be a millionaire to enjoy that place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to completely separate yourself from the rest of society. Here, obviously, inequality is bad too, but I don't think it's quite. But as far as like being able to enjoy the city, and anyway, it's all subjective. It's not a great example I'm using, but this is true all around the world, is what I'm saying. Like, this is all around the, you know, I just and again, this is what I love about BTS music, RM's music, is that one line can have me talking for like 5 minutes. But the sigh of a taxi driver, I love that, the sigh of a taxi driver. I mean, a nice place to be. Like, it shouldn't be this way. This is what's wrong with society. It's a nice place to live. You have money. That's, you know, people should be able to live where they want, and they should enjoy it without being rich. Yeah. And the amazing thing about this chorus is that "I love you, soul" kind of sounds a bit like "I love your soul," and I'm sure that's deliberate, but it's like, yeah, and that's kind of what the setup was. At the beginning, he basically said, "I'm going to talk about the soul of soul," and that's exactly what he's done. So it's like saying, "I love your soul and I hate your soul. I love the spirit of the city and I hate." It's true. I love the city and I hate the city. I think everyone that lives in the city can relate to that. I'm leaving you. Is this confession or is this like desire? Because earlier we had the lyric about friends being like, "I'm leaving," and RM just nodding. Is this actually a... Oh, okay, this is fascinating. Finally, we have some effects added to the video, and this is so clever to me. I love this. A very subtle touch as a video editor, from a video's perspective, very subtle touch, but it makes such a huge difference. We're in a tunnel, and they're just compressing the horizon slightly, and it really gives a feeling of claustrophobia and crampedness. Right as he's talking about how he's leaving. Now I'm worried, because obviously I've just realized there are bits of this that are in English, but now I'm paranoid. I'm like, when I said the beginning was in Korean, was it just in English and I was being ignorant as hell and it was his pronunciation? I completely doubt that. I need to have more faith in myself. I'm just like, I'm so used to reading the lyrics now that I'll kind of basically ignore, you know, which there's upsides and downsides to it. I sometimes, you know, like I won't have as much focus on the actual musicality, which, you know, it means I get to focus on the lyrics more and talk about the actual analysis of that. Less than the musicality. It is what it is. I should doubt myself less. It's ridiculous, you know. Like, I don't know why I'm sitting here being like, what if he was actually Anyway, because I was about to say basically the wordplay here is so good. I was like, wow, this translation is fantastic. But obviously this bit actually is in English, and I love the fact that he'll just dip into another language to make some amazing wordplay. Like, I'm living, I'm leaving. The same exact feeling I was talking about earlier. Maybe it's something you start to get in your late 20s, early 30s, where it's like, I'm still living in a city, but I'm starting to feel myself drift away from that kind of life, you know what I mean? I'm starting to feel myself yearn for a bit more nature, a bit more like, a bit less hustle and bustle kind of stuff. Whoa, this is so cool. I love how much trippy stuff you can get just by doing a simple mirror image in the meaning. We don't have a translation for this bit, sadly. I wonder what was said during that. I love this effect. It's so cool. Look at that, it looks like a glassy river. I love video editing. Like you can, like it's the most simple effect in the world, and it looks amazing. As long as it's used correctly. Obviously, you have to have a good eye for it. But this looks fantastic. And I love how this mirror image also goes into duality. I mean, this whole song has been a duality, a split between hate and love, appreciation and kind of sickness. And look, like beautiful duality split in this mirror image here, right here. And it looks trippy as frown, and I'm down with that. I was afraid to say the F word, so I just meowed on YouTube, because that's probably better for humanity. Wow, that's incredible. That's going straight in my iTunes playlist. And it's quite rare for me to say that, because, you know, like I've always tried to be honest with people, and I hoped that people appreciate that, and that, you know, pays off, and people understand that. But like, you know, I'm not gonna be one of those people who sits there and pretends to be like, BTS is my favorite band in the whole world. I love BTS because I think their lyricism is fantastic. I think the messages they spread are incredible. I think they speak about things that a lot of bands out there that are as famous as they are, which I guess there's many, but you know, people in like the upper echelon of bands really aren't talking about, you know what I mean? Like, I love that they talk about mental health. There's a lot of reasons I really appreciate what they do. But it's not like I listen to every song and I'm like, okay, I'm going to put that straight in my playlist. Like I've said this before, like I am an EDM kid. I'm a dubstep fan. You know what I mean? Like my role with this channel is for me is kind of like, you know, I'm calling it a reaction channel because that's trending, I guess. But you know, and I am reacting. But for me, it's much more about analysis, reviewing, kind of like it's much more complex than. You know, well, that's my take on it, basically. You know. So although there are songs of BTS where I'll be like, those lyrics are incredible, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm just going to go and listen to it, you know, back to back and over again. Because especially one of the big things about that is I love the lyrics, and the lyrics you can't, you know, the lyrics aren't translated on Spotify. We don't have at the point in our society yet where we have like Google Glass has like, you know, lyrics projected into our reality in virtual time right in front of us. I don't know if I would want that anyway. Point being, like, it takes a lot for me to think I'm going to put this song in my playlist. And I think one of the other songs I did that with was Black Swan, because that song really just spoke to me, and the beat spoke to me, and just everything about it spoke to me. This song really speaks to me. I don't know, it's incredible. I don't really have enough words to say about it, although saying that, I have been talking about it for, I don't know, 20 minutes already, maybe longer. So I think you get the point. I really love that. I'm going to listen to that for a while to come. That is going in my iTunes, like I said. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. I absolutely love that. I've never heard. This is why I meant earlier when I said, you know, BTS or RM here is talking about things that other bands aren't talking about. I've not really heard a band of their caliber talk about something so specific but quite universal in a way that means that much, and with such incredible lyricism. I mean, you know, that's why I really have contempt for people that treat BTS as like just a boy band or like just a K-pop band, because there's so much more than that. Like, this is an incredible song. Anyway, that's my rant, that's my diatribe for the day. I really hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. I hope you enjoyed that song. Most of all, it's fantastic. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my Patreon for Run BTS reactions, if you so please. I have a Discord as well. Links in the description. Lovely friendly community there. But yeah, like I said, just have a wonderful day. Big hugs to you all. And remember, if you like my reaction to the song Seoul, then click the subscribe button to help me reach my goal. My goal is to get more subscribers.